can humanity go into what I call the wheel of co-creation? And you have to visualize a spiral of evolution. Here's universe, earth, life, animal life, human life, and now our turn on the spiral is a wheel. And in the wheel is all the sectors of society: health, education, economics, science and technology, considered to be part of a whole, which in fact they are. Now, at the hub of the little wheel diagram, I'm calling this the sacred heart of the hub of evolution. The sacred heart is in you and me as our impulse to create, as our yearning to give our gift, as our desire for greater loving connection. This desire is in everyone. This desire is innate. That is to say, it's as innate as your desire for survival, your desire for fulfillment of your potential, your desire for love, is your desire to give your gift the whole way. And we could say it is the impulse of creation or divine desire. What is the way for political leaders to realize there's only one way for evolution? Well, here's a couple of ideas. They can see there is definitely one way to destruction. Now that's helpful because, let's say, climate change, no matter what political leader you are, what culture, what nationality, you are going to experience climate change. So you can't shoot it.
That's right.
You can't kill climate change. You can't win over climate change. You have to understand it and begin to resolve it. So the reason they're going to have to get together is that none of the problems can be solved alone. So they're not going to get together necessarily because they love each other or want to cooperate, but out of sheer survival. And it's not only about climate change, it's thermonuclear war. If we had a couple of thermonuclear exchanges in this world, it could lead to the annihilation of life. Now, we're going to have to cooperate not to do that. And if we don't, we won't be here. So here's how leaders of the existing mindset will have to learn to cooperate. Otherwise, we're going to self-destruct. Now, there are other kinds of political leaders, none of whom I'm going to mention because I don't even know their names. But they're people like you and me who should be considered political leaders in our own right. These political leaders are social activists. They're social co-creators. I ran for Vice President of the United States of America to bring these ideas into the political arena. And I wanted to be nominated for Vice President of the U.S. on Democratic ticket. Now, my chances of doing that were zero, totally zero. But just briefly, I got into the Democratic National Convention. I went to early morning caucuses, like South Dakota at 5:30 a.m. I'd say, I'm Barbara Hobbard. I'm running for Vice President of the United States for the Democratic Party to get up there and say we're going to create a peace room as sophisticated as a war room to map, track, and connect what's working in the world. That's my one sentence. And I would like you to nominate me so I can make this speech, and I will turn my votes over to Geraldine Ferraro, who was Walter Mondale's selection. And I got over 200 delegates. And in 2 days, I was the other woman nominated for the vice presidency of the United States on this idea by the Democratic Party itself. Now, they didn't know me. They didn't care about me. The media didn't recognize me. I won the nomination, not the election. But I didn't expect to be vice president. I expected to give the message. I'm therefore saying, if that could happen through me, that can happen through any of us. And I'm not saying we have to become members of any existing political party. I'm saying we need to become social political activists, joining our creativity on the internet and on our communication systems and connecting innovations that work, and we will transcend the existing political parties. Well, first of all, I'd like to describe the new species. And I'm joining with my partner, Mark Gaffney, in this particular title. It's called Homo Universalis. Oh, no. Homo Amore Universalis. Homo Amore Universalis. Now, Homo Amore is a human being motivated by love. Homo Amore Universalis is motivated to develop greater spirituality, greater vocation, and to bring in innovations and high-tech capacities like artificial intelligence and nanotech and robotics and genetics. Homo Amore Universalis is gaining powers of our ancient gods. And when we combine this level of power with Homo Amore, which is evolutionary love, combined with Universalis, which is the collective capacities of the species, there is no doubt in my mind we're already becoming a new species. I'll tell you how I do it. The day-to-day change in your behavior comes through experiencing that the essence of your being is that impulse of love and creativity, and that you are created by that impulse. It's another way of saying God is creating within you a godlike power. God is creating godlings. Creator is creating co-creative humans. And I remember that by my book, 52 Codes is very helpful to me. 52 codes, 52 specific ideas for self-evolution. The 52 codes. And it is being translated into Spanish. Good. And there's a whole internet program that is being developed by my friend Maria Sicardi in Spanish to offer you this. And what this is from your own universal self, your own greater self, comes in and says, keep your attention on me. That is to say, the me is not a superior God. The me is you potentially. And I'll tell you what happens. You begin to feel your own potential as you. And it says to you, your potential says, you are coded with your own evolution if you keep your potential on that in you that is evolving. And when you do that, what happens is you activate your genius. You activate your essence. You turn yourself on. And the second thing you do is you join genius with others. Like in my case, I'm joining genius with Mark Gaffney to do a book called Evolutionary Love. How do we do this? And what happens when we do it? So I want everybody to know this is totally possible for all of us. And I might say it is the destiny of our species for as many of us as possible to do this and to join together in a planetary awakening in love through a unique self-symphony, as we call it. A unique self-symphony is Mark's description of the voice of every single person being an expression of uniqueness, but symphonized by the self-organizing universe that created us from quarks through electrons, protons, neutrons, all the way on up. And how did nature do that? By attraction, by allurement, particle with particle with particle. So now up here, human with human with human, let's join together the humans capable of loving each other to co-create into a plan of action, which is a planetary awakening in love in our lifetime.